Good morning. Welcome to another Relax and Paint. I'm Donna Dewberry, and I'm the creator of the one-stroke painting technique. And if you haven't heard that before, I just thought I'd share that with you. Today, I am excited to be with you. I have traveled to Atlanta, did a lot of videoing for YouTube that's coming up in the next couple of months. And I just wanted to share with you how much I love painting with you guys. And I hope you're ready this morning for something a little bit different and kind of fun. And I want you to relax and enjoy this process today. All right. And don't forget to go do practice strokes, because that's going to help you on Fridays get really good at one stroke. So it's comfortable, the terminology is easy, and it makes sense to you. All right. So let's get started. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful week. And I am going to go to the overhead camera and we will start. Okay, so I have some more of my paper from the grayscale pad, but you can do a canvas, this light grayish color. You can do it on all kinds of surfaces, but I just want you to see something fun I wanted to share with you today. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a foam plate and we're going to put some soft colors on it. And you decide what colors you want, because this is going to be like a sunset, or it could be the morning when the sun's just coming up really from the horizon. Okay, there we go, some yellow ochre. And I'm going to get little bits of gray, because these are colors that are really nice with gray. That's a medium gray. These are all multi-surface colors, and they have a sealer in it. It doesn't really matter on paper, but it will matter if you want to wipe something off on any other kind of surface. All right, so I think we need some white. So this is some wicker white. Oops, a lot of wicker white. All right, and some medium. Okay. So the first thing I want to do is do the background. And so I'm going to come in here with some yellow, with this dauber. See this dauber? All right, it's just sponge. So you could use, I'm going to take medium into that a little bit. And if I'm worried about that being too bright, I can add some white in there. See that? Okay, so there we go. So I'm going to come right here at the lower part, and I'm going to take it out bigger and bigger. All right, so let's get a little bit more of the yellow ochre. All right, so now let's just tap along the edge, because I want it to kind of disappear. I don't want it to be a hard line. Now it's easier to make this happen when you're on a canvas, guys. But since we're on paper, it just sucks it up, right? So I can do a little bit more medium in there and haze it out. So I just grabbed medium and tapped it in. All right, so, and I'm going to go now to my paper towel and try to get a whole bunch of that out of it. Okay. Okay, so now I just want some white. So I have wicker white. Let's make sure the wicker white's in the whole sponge. All right, so we're just going to come right here and do a haze. Okay, and we're going to leave that for a while. All right, because I am going to float some white to feather out on that a little bit later. But what I want to do now is I want to take little bits. I'm going to put a teeny bit of coffee latte here, and I'm going to get little bits of yellow ochre. And this is on a 3/4 inch brush, and I've got to really grab a lot of medium because the paper's sucking it up so fast. All right, so see how I'm just warming that up. Now this is a little bit of coffee latte and a little bit of yellow ochre. And we're going to leave this light up there like it is. Okay. Just warms it up a little bit. Now let's get some medium with some medium gray. So see what's happening? Now, you see it's not too hard, but it is easier when it's on a canvas. But to do the canvas, you want to start out with this, with a subtle muted, like a steel gray, a really light gray. All right. So one thing I can do, so this doesn't start curling, is I can take and tape this down to my table where I'm working. Okay. All right. So we're letting this dry. While that's drying, I'm going to get my 12 flat, and I'm going to get some more of this. Let's get some coffee latte with gray. All right. And let's start on the chisel edge. All right. Look, I'm going to come right up here on the chisel edge and start making some reeds of grass. Now, let me show you. I'm going to get, oops, I need more medium. This is the floaty medium. That's the fluff that's inside paint with no pigment. All the details about what things mean, you could go to my practice stroke right here on YouTube, and it's going to share all that with you. So coffee latte and some medium gray with the medium. All right. So go back and forth and barely touch. Barely touch. You see that? I'm going to keep getting some medium. All right. So see how nice that is? I've done some really great pictures like this for some of my kids' friends when they got married. And I did like sea oats. Can you see that? 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's just a little bit of an illusion of something in the background. Think about how nice this would make greeting cards. Just peaceful greeting cards. All right. So I'm going to pick up, I have a little bit of licorice over in my palette. So I'm going to just grab that and I'm going to wash that off because I really don't want that on here. All right. I put my sponge in the water so it wouldn't dry up on me. I'm going to do like a dandelion, just a little spray. All right, and then I'll pull that back down. So let's do a couple more of those. A little bit of licorice and medium gray into the medium. See how I'm going back and forth? Then I grab it and I pull it down. All right, so we can also come in here, and this is a 12 flat, and so I'm pushing down to make leaves, okay? So the key as we're doing this is we want to make it look like all different layers of color. All right. So this is a little more defined than this, and this is more defined, more like that. All right. So, and then I'm going to bring the dark up from the bottom. So I'm just getting this medium, and I'm just going for a little bit of depth down here. And because this paper is a multimedia paper, it will give me some great looks, okay? So if this is dry enough, this is what I want to do. Before I go any further, I'm going to take my 3/4 inch brush. I'm going to pick up just medium and a little teeny bit of white. Can you see how little? All right, so I want to have it glow like out of focus from that circle. And sometimes the sun is so bright that it glows so you can't even see. You know that the sun's out there, but it's glowing so bright you don't see the edge of the sun. Can you see the difference where it's fuzzing out on this side? With floating medium. And I'm holding the white against the sun and the floating medium on the outside. So it's just giving you a glow. Y'all see that? Just a glow. I just want it to come out. And so it's not this harsh. Isn't that fun? Okay, so now I'm going to go to this licorice. Oops, that's the wrong brush. Let's get a 2-script liner. I got myself some new script liners just recently because my liners, I think I abuse them too much, right? So here. All right, so I'm going to go get some water because we're on paper. I can get this watercolor effect. All right, isn't that kind of fun so far? Think about making this on half the size and folding it into a greeting card. All right, so I'm going to come up and it's going to be stronger here. I'm going to come up. All right, with the stem. All right, and I did a couple of blades of grass. You see that? Not blades of grass, but blades on that stem. And I'm not worried about them being perfect. And then I'm going to come up here. And you don't have to let that dry, it soaks right in. All right, you see how these are going to look like they're right in the front. I did for my son's wedding shower. I went to Dollar Tree and got a whole set of the teal colored ceramic plates. And I did candles and dishes and bowls. And I did kind of a resemblance of this look, where in the back you could see the silhouettes, in the front you saw more intense flowers. All right. You want this to look like it goes off. All right. Now what this means, if you're taking a photograph of a field of flowers or weeds or whatever, and you are laying on the ground taking this shot, you would see this really close, and way in the back, you would see those misty flowers, and then way back there, you would see the sun. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to get my 8 flat, and it's all wet still here. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to come here and I'm going to dab. All right. Just little dabs of that wet licorice. All right. And that's all I'm going to do on this one. And I can come in here and fix up this little leaf a little bit more, or I could leave it loose. I liked it loose too. Okay, so I'm going to keep picking up the licorice. And then these would be more detailed. See, that one's kind of in the back. And this one could kind of look like it's coming towards me a little bit more. This little piece right here, like it's coming towards me because it's more detailed. See, it's kind of jagged looking, but I'm just tapping it. All right, and then we just have a little bit down here, right where the sun is. Okay, isn't that kind of interesting? All right, so then all I want to do is go back to this gray. So it's not the same as this licorice. And I'm going to come back here. And just changing the color will give us more like it's in the background. All right, so I don't want you to worry a whole bunch about if they're perfect strokes. I'm just tapping them. All right, and I'm going to make it a little bit lighter because this isn't quite as light as I want it to be. I want it to be back there, but I want it to be lighter. All right, when I'm seeing it, it's looking lighter, but it might not be when you're seeing it. I have a spot that dropped there so I can pull those strokes towards you, towards the stem actually. So is that kind of yummy? It is a little, I'm going to put a little bit of white into the gray and then go over this a little bit more because I want it to be lighter. There we go. So you can kind of see that this is lighter in the background. This gets pure licorice, and this one's licorice. Okay, so and now fun little, oh, my camera's twisted. All right, isn't that a fun little exercise in getting a watercolor look? Really simple with floating medium. Floating medium helps you not make mistakes. And some light colors. So you can use lavenders, whites, and grays. There's all kinds of colors you could use. And then I'm going to come here and sign my piece. And you can sign it really small. You can sign it really big. And you can just enjoy the process. Remember what I said? Watch this. You can come up and just let it break up, break up, little twisted, little. little teeny grasses from there. You guys have fun. Come to our Facebook group and share what you paint, and make sure you hashtag our YouTube channel, Donna Dewberry channel, so they know where you got this from. Okay. So let's see you do some greeting cards. Have fun. This would be fun to see if you can do this on glass or ceramic too. All right. I'll see you next week.